Hello and thanks for coming back. Where are we? Downtown Paphos is where we are. We're on the hotel purpose-built dual carriageway that takes you down to all the spectacular hotels down in the Cato Paphos Harbour and Promenade area, or Hotels Road as we call it. Now, stick with us because we're going to take a bit of a left and we're going to go down towards the area known as, to the locals anyway, Rikkos Beach, or Yeraskipu, I think is how you pronounce it, the coastal area. And I want to show you the beauty and the spectacality of the island of love, and in particular the place called Paphos. It truly is a spectacular place. Third week of January, and I'm pretty sure that you can see that the sun is cooking us yet again. And if you're curious to know what is the temperature, Miss Dawn, 21.5 degrees. Yes, you heard me correctly, little Miss Daisy, 21.5 degrees. Take that fur coat off, get your little gumbarrow in crime, Mr. Bow, and get your suitcases and get yourself on a big bird and get yourself out to Paphos, because it's back to normal, that's for sure. Let's check on the breakfast crew. Miss Vivian, are you ready? Because we're going to have, well, a lot of tea to make today because the crew is getting bigger and bigger. Mr. Nick Frost, welcome to the crew. And we understand that Jamie, well, sometimes he's on his lunch, sometimes he's on his breakfast, and sometimes he's in the night. And we also understand that Dawn and Sean are monkeying around as well. But we don't mind. Thanks for tuning in, and I mean truly from the bottom of my heart, truly appreciate every second that you watch us. And if there's somewhere special that you'd like us to go, well, let us know. Roger, Miss Anne, are you sitting tight? Yes. And I wonder if Mr. Duck up there in Bonnie, Scotland has actually finished his housework yet, because if you have, sit back, get yourself a rum and coke, and join the pillow with Lady so sweet Caroline, because she's sitting there on a memory foam pillow, because she understands that the roads, as you can see, in the downtown Cato Paphos Harbour and Promenade area are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. So Mr. Nigel, sorry, Lord Nigel now, pour yourself another one of those gentleman sours, or as we now call it, the Nigel Big Guns cocktail, that's for sure. Take a look at that for a view. I don't think it can get much better, to be honest. Feast your eyes and digest. That is the view right across Rikkos Beach and out and beyond to the hotels area, shall we say. And that hotel you can just see there on the right hand side is the Louis Vuitton Beach Hotel. So let's go and have a little look along this road now and show you some of the hotels, and let's see what's going on, because we've not been along here for a few days, and the last time we were in the area it was piddling down with rain, and now, well, as you can see, it's dried out, and we've been cooked yet again. Now, here's a bit of a laugh for the people out there watching. I mean, Dizzy Blonde, Miss Dizzy Blonde, you notice some of the potholes as we drive around. Anyway, the Gumbaru number one, the mayor, the man who likes to park his black Mercedes on double yellow lines, on chevrons, across to a school, quite simply because he just doesn't know how to work the smart app to park the car in the car park. That's the chap. Anyway, he has given a speech the other day, and in his great wisdom he has decided to repair the potholes in the downtown Paphos area, and he has confirmed that he's allocated a huge sum of money, and they're going to go out and they're going to fill 150 potholes in and around the Paphos area. Yeah, you heard me correctly, 150 potholes. Which part of delusional is this man? I don't know, all politicians are the same. Which part of delusional is he? Apparently he only thinks there's 150 potholes in the whole of the Paphos town or municipality, is what he actually said. And you know, he's got to be delusional. There's 150 potholes on this little stretch of road alone. But anyway, you never know. The roads of Paphos may get better slowly. Anyway, that's the rant over. Here we go. Mr. Allen, knock the machine on and get yourself up to a leisurely pace. Get the baseball cap on, get those sunglasses on, as you can see, and get the Marika and Me t-shirt on as well, and enjoy the walk. Here we go. So we're going to take a left here, and then slowly but surely we're going to join the purpose-built road that takes you down to the Hotels Road, as we call it, or in correct Greek, it's Paphos Avenue. That's its correct title. Of course, that doesn't mean a lot to us. Let's just call it the Hotels Road. So here we go. We are going to take a left here at this roundabout, and now technically we are on Paphos Avenue, which to you and me is the Hotels Road. You've got a Luna Park coming up on the left hand side, by the way, and you've also got quite a nice fish restaurant which is called the Antadia. I think that's how you say it, but anyway, it's quite a nice fish restaurant, and it's just up from this hotel here, which is the Louis Vuitton Beach. And very nice hotel, and around about, I would say, 20 minutes walk to the promenade, and that means it's about 30 to 35 minutes walk from the harbour area, to give you some understanding of exactly where we are. Obviously, all these hotels on the left hand side, when you walk out their back door, you go straight out to the blue Mediterranean Sea. Some of them have got rocky beaches outside, and then some of them have got some quite pleasant beach areas along the way. So where are we now? The hotel coming up on our left hand side now. Well, this one is the Konstantinos Brothers Asimina Suites, I think is how you pronounce it. But I'm pretty sure that Miss Lubika, she'll be able to pronounce it, because apparently many years ago she did work in that hotel. And then that's the Aquamari Hotel, if you remember that one, Miss Andrea and Mr. Mark. That's where you checked in, along with lots of other people. And then this one here, well, that's a poshie. That's the Ivy Mar, I think is how you say it. But I'm sure Mr. Ian and Miss Janet will correct us if we got the pronunciation wrong, because that's where they booked in when they came out for their holiday in November just gone. And they had a great holiday, and it was a great pleasure to meet you, Mr. Ian and Miss Janet. It really was a great pleasure to sit and have a drink and have a chinwag. And we hope you're flying around up in Yorkshire there, and we hope Janet's on the ground making the tea. The Eliathan Plaza is over there on the right hand side. It's a complex of shops and restaurants, and then to the rear of that is the Eliathan Village, and it's got various different titles, but it's a combination of a village style hotel with apartments, and well, they look like townhouses, but what they actually are is an upstairs apartment and a downstairs an apartment, and then they built a big extension on the back end which is more an apartment hotel style, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, we've got the Athena Beach Hotel on the left hand side there. That's a luxury hotel by the Konstantinos Brothers, and then that's the Royal Beach. So there's two of them, Athena Beach, and then next door to that is Athena Royal Beach, and then that one there down there, if you take a left, is the Athena Imperial Beach. There we go. So there's a lot of beaching going on, that's for sure. Collection of restaurants there. Rib Shack, tea for two in the harbour is going to come up down here, and then this is what's called the Triangle. So again, a collection of restaurants and bars and gift shops and that sort of thing. Shamrock Irish themed pub is there on my left hand side now, and then this is the Ampura Resort. Double trouble booked in there. Sir Simon and Sir Jeremy Payne, they were there for a few days before they whisked off back to Cardiff, and apparently it's a bit chilly now in Cardiff. And then coming up here now is a car park where I tell you to pay if you go in there, because the Gambarus are racing around on their scooters, and you're going to get a €30 fine if you don't pay. And that's the Antiza Beach Bar. And then coming up here now is the Amarvi Luxury 5-star Hotel, which means next door to that is Alexander the Great. And there's quite a big crew of people that are residing in there, shall we say. We've got Dame Anne, we've got Andrew and Nessie, they like to hang out in there. You've got Fiona and Rob, they like to hang out in there. And most times, oh so sweet Caroline and Mr. Big Guns Nigel hang out in there. But not this time. This time round, they're going to book into one of its cousin hotels, and that hotel, of course, is the Olympic Lagoon. And you never know, we might pop in and have a bit of a snoop around in a month or so and see if we can get them to throw us out again. As you can see, the suspension is struggling to cope with all the differences in the cambers and the potholes and all of those sort of things that are going on. Now, that hotel on the left hand side now is the Annabelle, which means Marios Diamonds is over there. Don't worry, Rob, it's closed at the moment, but of course you're not in Paphos at the moment. But don't forget, as I've told you, you let me know when you're here, and give us your number, and I'll text you when it's open and when it's closed. But I know that Miss Fiona is very, very clever, and she always sends out Dayman to do the recons first, and then Dayman pops in there and chooses something nice, and then Fiona comes down and Rob has to pay for it. That's the way of the world. So the promenade area, if you understand, you can't drive down it anymore unless you have a special pass, and again only during limited hours for doing deliveries and that kind of thing. So you have to wiggle and waggle around the rear streets if you're in a car. But don't worry, we are going to go down the promenade very, very soon, and we're going to make a special video and show you some of the little improvements that have been going on. And of course we're going to go and investigate the harbour area again, because we understand many people are curious to know what is actually going on. It's curiosity, isn't it? It's like kill the cat, shall we say. So we're rapidly approaching the harbour area now, so we're going to take a left at this roundabout. This is the road that joins the harbour up to the Paphos Mall roundabout, if you're curious to know exactly where we are. So technically now we're in the harbour area. There's Maria chatting away to someone, so that's the lady. If you want to hire one of those three-wheel trikes, that's where their office is in this area, should we say. Most of the kiosks along the Pasodonis Road, which of course is the Hotels Avenue, are now in cahoots with them and renting those three-wheel trikes. So if you want to rent one of those, that's where you go, and you cross their palm with a bit of silver, and you sign a piece of paper, and they give you a helmet and a trike, and off you go. So there we are, looking very, very blue today, and if you look very, very carefully in the distance, you can see there's quite a lot of big diggering and all those kind of things going on in the harbour. Totally closed off to the public now, but we're going to go for a dismount a little bit later, and we're going to take you in there and show you exactly what is going on, because we understand people are very, very curious indeed. Mr. Whippy, if you want an ice cream, he's in town. He's waiting for your €2 or €3, should we say? And then we're going to come back round here, and we're going to say thanks for watching. And of course, if you do like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe, and come back for a little bit more of our madness. And if you want to watch the channel grow and help us to go to new heights and take us on new routes, you could consider to go through to our About page, where you'll find the Buy Me a Coffee icon, and very, very much appreciated if you do buy us coffee, and we will transfer that into coffee on some mornings, and of course benzene, which is liquid petrol, on other mornings. Pop it in the tank and go on our little drives. So I'm going to drive out towards the Paphos Mall, and that's where the video is going to finish. There you go. That's one of those nice big potholes that the mayor's going to fill in. I'm wondering if he's going to do it himself. I've got this vision of him wandering around with his black Mercedes with a boot full of tar macadam and a shovel, and perhaps a whacker plate on the back seat. You never know, because this is Cyprus, and he might want to earn a little bit of money on the side. We are famous for it in Cyprus, if you understand. You may have watched a 60-minute report on TV. A bit of corruption going on in Cyprus, and a bit of money laundering and all that kind of thing. Anyway, there's the rant over. Thanks for watching. And that, by the way, is the Paphos Mall, just under yonder of the Paphos Skywalk. And of course, that's the Paphos Mall roundabout.